Hola, welcome, Jim Davis, along with Boats and Droves. It's the Daily Dugout. Our third attempt at filming this today, by the way. I screwed up the first time. Ron Peterson from K-Star came in here, just barged his way in.
Swung the sliding door wide.
Yeah, probably had some Husker factoid he wanted to tell me. Whatever. Iowa still kicked your ass, by the way. Nebraska. All right, let's get to it today. The Rockies, according to reports, have signed Ian Desmond, former Texas Rangers outfielder, former Washington Nationals shortstop. 5 years, Boats and Droves, $70 million. And this is a name kind of came out of nowhere because they talked about Mark Trumbo from Baltimore, who had 45 home runs last year. They talked about a trade with Jose Abreu with the White Sox, a guy the Rockies wanted a long time ago and lost out in the sweepstakes for him. Todd Frazier's name from the White Sox had also popped up about moving him to third, from third to first. Ian Desmond, 5 years, $70 million. People are not thrilled with this acquisition.
Well, they want him to play first base in a position he's never played before. I mean, Moneyball, they say, hey, playing first base isn't too hard. It's extremely hard to pick up and play first base. And you look at the Rockies' three highest paid players right now, all of them are listed as outfielders. None of them are David Dahl, Raymel Tapia, or Charlie Black.
Here's the thing, too. If you're going to get Abreu, you're going to have to trade players. Who are you going to trade? Which prospects are you going to trade? A Brendan Rodgers? A Kyle Freeland? Do you go up Jordan Patterson? I mean, Raymel Tapia? I mean, who do you send to the White Sox? I still feel like they could have patched it together another year with Mark Reynolds, get McMahon up there, and let Ryan McMahon take his shot. I mean, they're relying on Tommy Murphy and now Tony Walters, two young guys at the catching position. Maybe do the same at first base. I don't have as big a problem with it. It's a lot of money, though. It's $70 million. For a guy, though, that did play shortstop, if he can play shortstop, if he can learn how to play the outfield, he'll be able to play first base for the Colorado Rockies. It's just a lot of money, and it does not address what I feel like is still the big problem for the Rockies, a bullpen that just sucked last year for Colorado and has been a problem. But I get a sense from Jeff Bridich, Ottavino, they'll have him the entire season. Mott will be healthy. He'll be better. All these things that I think, I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping they address it, but I'm getting the sense that the Rockies feel like guys they have now, Carlos Estevez, they can get it done with those guys.
Right. There's optimism that the people that they have in the organization can get the job done, and they've been kind of building for that. But you do got to bring in some outside pieces sometime to make things work. I mean, you look at who just won the World Series; they made it work.
Yeah, I think Desmond makes some sense. I just don't think he makes sense for $70 million. But that's what Jeff Bridich said. They're going to open up the checkbook, and so, well, at least with this acquisition, they have certainly done that. Also, Trevor Siemian continues to be day-to-day, kind of like all of us day-to-day, with the foot problem, the left foot. And they brought in T.J. Yates, the former Houston Texans quarterback who played for Gary Kubiak. Could be a futures deal, could be a deal where they bring him in this weekend. It's looking more and more, though, Boats and Droves, like it's going to be Paxton Lynch's third start of the season when they play at Tennessee on Sunday.
Yeah, when they go to Tennessee, Paxton Lynch, he'll be back in the state he played college football in, though.
Sure.
Maybe that'll spark a little bit of something with him here, as he's had kind of a slow start to his career. Only 104 yards through the air last week.
Didn't turn it over, though.
Nope.
So trying to find the silver lining. Glass
Only
is half
sacked
full
twice.
here. Yeah, okay, silver lining. Glass half full. Didn't throw a pick last week. And finally, a very sad note, Rashaan Salam, the Colorado Heisman Trophy winner. They found his body Monday night in Boulder Park, just 2 miles from Folsom Field, where he won the Heisman Trophy in '94, rushed for 2,000 yards. According to the reports, the last three had heard, the Boulder police felt like it was probably a suicide, nothing official yet. His mom has reported that there was a suicide note found in the body of Rashaan Salam. The career at the Bears didn't work out. He's a first-round pick of the Bears in '95, bounced to the Raiders, bounced to the Browns. Just really sad. A guy that was on our side of the hill a few years ago at Cedar Edge at a football camp, and just really sad. And it speaks to the problems with mental health in this country, whether it was a junior say-out because of CTE or just so many people, non-athletes, that battle depression, battle those problems, and need help. And so certainly, with a guy like Brandon Marshall, who played for the Broncos previously, Brandon Marshall 1.0, and his struggles with his mental health, that it's something we certainly, it's a painful reminder that guys go through physical pain when they play sports. There's also the mental side of it as well, whether it's through a CTE or Brandon just the lights are not shining on them anymore.
Yeah.
And how do you handle your life after football's over? I mean, Rashawn Salam was only 42 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you spend your whole life kind of preparing you for the pros, and when it's all said and done, where do you go from there? Real awful situation. Unfortunate to hear with what is probably one of the best buffs in CU football history.
Just really, it was heartbreaking yesterday to hear it on the team when I heard you talking about it on your update that Rashawn Salam had passed away. Tomorrow on the show, speaking of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, voice of the Colorado Buffaloes, will join us. We'll talk some Buffs basketball, also the Buffs getting ready for the Alamo Bowl against Oklahoma State. Talk some Broncos with Mark as well. And Adrian Dater, who used to cover the Avalanche for the Denver Post, will join us tomorrow. Mark at 7:20, Adrian at 7:40. Buckeye Boy back tomorrow. See you back here tomorrow morning. Jim Davis Show, 7 to 10 on the team.